So I'm just documenting a live video right now so that it's there for people to see when they're scrolling through my stories. I just wanted to thank everybody. We're so close on the GoFundMe, $35 more. It's technically a stretch, but it's really, really important to close out our GoFundMes. Oh, totally understand that. Too many things on the plate. Yeah, so we're so close, $35 more. It's important to close out the GoFundMes. It's, I guess, how these social media algorithms work. Hi, how are you? Thank you for joining. So I'm basically creating a quick live video. Thank you. I'm making a quick live video to just leave for my stories. I know it's super early this morning, Tuesday morning on the East Coast. But I just want to say that we're $35 shy of closing the GoFundMe. And I just want to thank everyone so much. I truly believe in and practice community interdependence. I match all the funds I receive. I match all the funds I receive to support the work of people I collaborate with each year. So this is truly how you care for me materially and make your hard-earned coins go to support community organizers working intersectionally. As a culture worker, I've been realizing that before empires took hold, those of us who are artistically oriented, they relied on widespread practice of community, what we understand as alms. But true alms isn't charity. It is community determination. How much culture did you consume while we were in lockdown just to get you through? Lowbrow, highbrow, it doesn't matter when we need magic and connection. So please, please support your culture workers. And thank you so much for supporting me. When we support culture workers, we support community mental health and well-being and autonomy, because this is true freedom of speech, collective freedom of speech. The words from the ground, people struggling, reaching others to break our silos. When we support culture workers, we know we are supporting a feisty bunch. And thanks to you, we can continue making the work that keeps us all alive and free. So thank you again so much for witnessing us. And that's a little bit of the thanks that I wanted to give. We are $35 shy of the GoFundMe fundraiser. And I can actually read a little bit since people are joining. Hi, Bo, how are you? Since people are joining, I can read a little bit from the GoFundMe text so that people understand what it is that I'm working on with other folks right now. I'm just leaving a quick thank you for folks to see when they wake up or whenever they can get to the stories. I'm so happy, Bo. We are meeting our GoFundMe. So it says, help us build all the things of collective dreams. Thank you for taking the time to look in on me and my crew. My name is Pampi, and as some of you know, I've been working since March 2020 on Neighborhood Grow Plan, where we, with young organizers and neighbors, grow where we live. It started as a bereavement project when my father passed that April, and honors all the beautiful, gentle, ferocious community care practices that he passes on to me. I write now as my comrades and I are hoping to build out the next 2 phases of the plan. Help with scaffolding the regional food pathways between Boston and Western and later rural Massachusetts, held by QT BIPOC growers, foragers, and food distributors. And we're doing that with step 1, why we're asking for support on this fundraiser, building public greenhouses that we need for food security. and eventually sovereignty and public land reclamation efforts. To support this effort, we ask your timely support in stabilizing our starting crew of 3 at Paradise Lot in Holyoke by contributing funds in 2 ways. So with your support, what I'm able to do now is take a timber framing training class over the next few days that's being held by the Timber Framing Guild, which is the largest guild of timber framers in the United States. And it will help me to finally secure a training that has been financially and systemically elusive for almost 20 years. Because, that's real. Though I'm not formally accredited as an architect and urban planner, though I studied architecture, after 20 years, I see that that's precisely what I've been making my way back to through my organizing work in community. For the better part, unconsciously, and then daring not to believe the last few years, and now it's just undeniable, through Neighborhood Grow Plan, when this summer we were formally called in to support building greenhouses for and with community, requested by community organizers in Boston, responding to a pitch in our expanded vision of the plan. So, it's not like mind-shattering or earth-blowing, but it's practical. So, we're really intent on keeping as much of the land in public hands as we can, right? So we have these brilliant community land trusts that have been happening. So that allows the communities to secure land at a pretty cheap rate. The problem is that the state and the city don't want to let go of more land because oftentimes the land that is being held in community land trusts, it's not being used because it's difficult to develop because prices are exorbitant, and then the community process is pretty intense. Like, you want to do things consensually. So what Neighborhood Grow Plan is recommending is that, hey, we might be able to build temporary greenhouses on your lots. And with proper programming and staff support, we can immediately ensure that neighbors are actively using it, and they're going to be using it for eating. So it's a great way to stimulate and revitalize spaces that are being held, bring in community, and over time when people are meeting, what happens? Community organizing happens, and then people are able to have the conversations about how they want to hold that space and what would be useful in that space. So that's that support. We're able to finally get that support. So I'm able to start this Thursday. So thank you so much for that support. Bo just asked, can we Venmo? Yes, you can Venmo at /Pampi, PAMPID. I'll write that in a comment. Yeah. And then, so both pieces, so then the other bit of it is, you can say I got pushed out, I moved out to outside of Boston after 24 years, not for lack of trying. And so we're activating that Western Mass regional food pathway support that Neighborhood Grow Plan wants to do since I'm here. And so while I'm here, I'm in a fortunate situation where I've been invited by a permanent real estate housing cooperative that has newly started. And one of its first projects is Eric Tonesmeyer's Paradise Lot, which is a food forest that's been growing for about 17 years. And so what we're trying to do is we're trying to stabilize the land stewards here so that they can transfer the knowledge, and not only that, so that they can continue being connected to this piece and this place. And so, it's sometimes difficult to remember that takes a little bit of care, that all these formal legal documents may not, or it's just difficult to think about. especially when all of us are just like living at the edge of precarity. So the second part of that fundraiser was 1,000. Obviously, more always helps to get us started. And this fall, I have this opportunity to steward this really beautiful food forest cultivated and being held now, transferring the ownership from a private ownership to a newly minted housing cooperative that QT BIPOC comrades are designing. And there's a great need to translate the nearly 20 years of data collected of the 300 plus species of medicinal native and much of it East Asian diasporic plants and trees. So my partner in crime and I, who are helping to steward on site, we're Asian, so it's moving in that direction. Most of these funds would go to support one of the main land stewards here with this knowledge, a young person who negotiates displaced indigenous identities and who's been building and tending this space since he was a young adolescent. Now he is an urban farmer, and we just want his ideas and plans for the place. We really want to support it. So at this point, we're trying to make it so that he can actually be here once in a while to help transfer the knowledge that he has and help guide, how we would want to like hold the space moving forward, which includes, what's it called? Aquaponics, and other things. But the aquaponics one is probably the largest bit that we're going to be working on. So this kind of support, not only am I fundraising for myself to get this training building, but it's like, what's the point of building if the people who've been building this whole time can't join you, right? So we want to make sure that we're in solidarity with the people who've been holding this place. And super, super excited about hosting community herbalists, some of you who are very dear to me, and neighbors who are hungry to shape and participate in the continued community determination, connecting to decades-long work that's been going on here. So both pieces are solid ways that you can materially support and contribute to culture workers of color with demonstrated commitment to community building, secure the skills we need to be even more potent change agents. So please help keep us community determined. Giving is believing, and community interdependence is key. Thank you all so much for joining me today. Hi, Jomi. I want to dance to your music. I mean, I have danced to your music, but hopefully one day I can dance live. You should check out anybody here, Jomi George Music. You need to check them out. Yeah. So I'm on my way to get trained in basic timber framing, and then right after that, because when it rains, it pours in a beautiful way, because I love thunderstorms. I have my second professional dance residency of my life. It is my first one that is QT BIPOC at Earth Dance. And so it's going to be a hell of a the next couple stretches of weeks. But I'm really, really looking forward to settling in at Paradise Lot and just getting deeper into the work. Thank you all so much for sharing your morning with me, and I hope you're having a really great day. I hope you have a really great day, and I hope that you have many, many great days. Thank you all. Thank you. Bye-bye.